Perfect timing, Sagittarius. I don't know if you can hear. They've stopped again. There's someone like hammering or doing some building work or construction. You may be able to hear it kind of in the background. I was getting bricks for you anyway. I kind of saw some bricks. Specifically, my dad does he makes cider and he sells it at kind of like fairs, and he has like one of these tent things for when it's bad weather, and it has a tendency to kind of blow away, so he always has like you need sandbags or bricks. So I was kind of seeing that bricks building and there's someone hammering, so that could be something for you. Also, I'm kind of getting that you may need some sort of an advisor, somebody who they can advise you on maybe like the law or business, or I was kind of getting like something to do with money and finance as well. I saw the Four of Pentacles from one deck, which to me talks about money, savings, so maybe like a financial advisor could help you at this time. But you either are, or it would be a good idea to seek advice from someone with more specialized knowledge in a certain area, is what I'm kind of getting. Some of you may be going on a trip, or I saw the journey card and I literally caught my foot in something, and heard the word trip. So either some of you have tripped and fallen, be careful if you're moving around, that you don't trip. Some of you could have tripped in kind of woodland, like brambles, so just be careful if you're going out for a walk in the woods. And that's giving me teddy bear's picnic. And then journey, yeah, some of you may be literally traveling, which explains why you'd have to either save money or perhaps speak to someone about what is the law right now in regards to traveling to this certain area, COVID restrictions and things like this. Do I need to get any shots, that kind of thing. So I also got this feeling of like I was seeing a specific card from the Lightseers Tarot, which has like dominoes on it, and I'm getting this sort of energetic feeling of like the ball's rolling. The dominoes have been it's like the universe has been aligning these dominoes for a long time. It's like getting everybody into position, getting everything set up, and it's like, now's the time, now the ball is rolling. But once you start those dominoes, it's very hard to stop them falling. They fall very quickly. So it's almost like it feels kind of like out of your hands now. It feels like either you started something and it's now out of your hands. It's like all those dominoes are falling. So in a good way though, right? But it comes with it this sense of chaos, this sense of panic, this sort of like, oh my God, I have no control over this. But it feels like it's good. So if you can tap into that kind of Sagittarian, fun-loving energy that's like, I'm just going along with this. I'm going along for the ride kind of thing. I'm jumping on board. They're sort of giving me. They're giving me Runaway Train. Wait, what are they giving me? Like Choo Choo, the Runaway Train. Is that Calamity Jane? The Runaway Train? I feel like it's Calamity Jane. I'll make a note of it and I'll look it up. All the songs that come through for you will be in the description box down below. Jane, Run, Train. Right, okay. Yeah, I'm gonna say what I'm getting. I'm also sort of seeing the image of it's Runaway by Tayla Parx. I swear she stood on a train track in that image. So yeah, that could be something for somebody, a bit of fluff there. So I'll make a note of that song as well for you, Runaway. Now they're giving me, oh, I'm sorry, it's like one after the other. I think there's a Bon Jovi song as well that's called Runaway. So any of those could be relevant to you. Take what resonates, leave anything that doesn't. So it feels like, like the hype train, like, it's like the train's left the station. Sagittarius, are you going to like, run up behind it and jump on board at the last second? That kind of, it feels very exciting energy, but it does have this sense of kind of like, it's happening whether you like it or not. It's out of your control now. It feels a little bit like you've started it, like it's Sagittarius. The Sagittarians I know have got a tendency to put the foot in the mouth, and I have as well. I'm going to blame my Sagittarius Mars. It's like you say things, you blurt things out, and you just go, "Oh my goodness, why did I say that?" Like I wish I hadn't said that. I did the exact same thing, sort of yesterday in work. Like I came home and I thought, "Oh, I wish I'd not said that. Why did I say that? Why did I say that?" It's like once it's out there, this is the feeling. It's like once it's out there, once you say it, once you speak it, it could just be manifesting, right? Once you put it out to the universe, it's like it's out of your hands. It's in other people's hands now. Is how it kind of feels. So I don't know what that is for you, Sagittarius. It feels fun. Also, I don't know if this is for you or for somebody else, but I channeled Baby Love last night. The baby love, my baby love, I need ya, oh how I need ya. That one. So yeah, that could be for somebody or not. Maybe you're having a baby, I don't know. So take any of that as it resonates, and if it doesn't, just leave it. It could be for somebody else. But let's get you a song on camera and find out what this reading is going to involve today. All right, so here we go. Silent alarm. Bloc. Maybe somebody's given like a silent alarm. Like this is just the song that was already like, it was just already loaded when I pulled up Spotify. But just don't, that kind of like, either some of you are going to some sort of party, right? Again, block, like building blocks, bricks, and then like silent alarm. I'm going to just make a note of that song for you. I wasn't going to. It was just the song that was already on there, but it's sort of Banquet as well. It's sort of feeling like it could be something for somebody. So I'll just make a note of it. It'll be down in the description box below with all the songs that come through in your reading will be down there. Sagittarius, please, for Wednesday. Sag for Wednesday. What do we have, please, for Sag for Wednesday? Oh, Sagittarius. No One by Alicia Keys, As I Am. I love that song so much. No one could get in the way of what I feel for you. The rain keeps pouring down and my heart is hurting. You will always be around. This I know for certain. You and me together in the days and nights. You and me together through the days and nights. I don't worry because everything's going to be all right. I don't know without like singing it, and I don't want to sing too much and annoy you all. So go and listen to that song. Feels really nice. Whatever that is, it feels super, super sweet. I'm trying to keep my hair out of the frame. I didn't blow dry it last night. It dried naturally, so it's a bit frizzy. Right. What do you have, please, for Sagittarius for Wednesday? Sag for Wednesday, please. Sag for Wednesday. Here we go. We've got a fairy card for you already. Got these back out for you. Oh, look. Oh, Sagittarius. Inner child. The fairies of playfulness remind you to make time to embrace your inner child. Playing keeps us young at heart. Do something silly and fun, but stay safe. So stay safe. Look at that beautiful dress. Oh, it's so pretty. Oh, I love that card. I've not seen that card before. Again, I don't tend to look at all the cards in the decks. I wait until the cards come out. And that's quite a new deck for me. So I don't think I've seen that one before. It's really cute. And I do feel like Sagittarius, you're very playful. You're good at connecting with that inner child energy. Don't let things get too serious in your life. You know, if you have got a lot of responsibilities, you know, maybe you have got children. I keep getting this repeatedly for you. Or you work with children, or there's something to do with children in your life perhaps at the moment, or you just want to feel like a child, right? You just want to go out and have fun. I'm getting Girls Just Want to Have Fun by Cindi Lauper. All these songs. Girls Wanna Fun Cindi. Right, okay, so what's this one? Go outside. George Michael. It's time to go outside, tune into the powerful peace of nature, wherever you are, and feel at one with your habitat. So again, I was picking up on this thing about like being in the woods and just be careful you don't trip on the brambles kind of thing. I feel like some of you really enjoy being out in the woodland. I was talking about this in your last reading. So yeah, I think you may have had either the same card or a very similar card as well. go outside, go outside. And even if it's like COVID restrictions are a thing, or you've got mobility issues at the moment, even just going, opening a window, or spending some time watching the birds on the rooftops, or, you can even get, if you say you're stuck in a hospital bed or something, I'm sorry if that is the case, you can even get, if you've got a tablet or a phone, you can get sort of, mindfulness things like nature walks on your phone, ASMR things. I know there's a tarot card reader called Awakening to Spirit. She recently did a video called Come and Take a Walk with Me. I did the same thing over during lockdown, and I was aware that a lot of people really were stuck, stuck in places where they didn't have access to like nature. If they lived in a flat and they lived in a city, it's like they couldn't go to those public areas that they normally go to. And so I was very aware about a lot of people feeling very isolated, feeling very stuck indoors. So I was going for walks myself. I was lucky that I could go to walks through the fields and to public parks and things where there's a lot of trees and nature. And I was taking a lot of photos and videos of the nice tranquil things that I found, and just posting it to my Twitter, to social media, because I knew that people couldn't, I just thought it might be helpful for people who couldn't get outside to be able to see the images of other people, and to share that with people. So there could be something like that going on for you at the moment as well. I'm getting as well, is because you've got inner and outer, right? Inner child, go outside, inner and outer. So I'm getting something to do with perspective. It's strange. I have got a video somewhere on my channel of like my own perspective of like figuring out my own perspective of myself and my own like perspective like through my eyes of my environment. So I'm getting something similar for you where it's like you have to bring the inner child. Yeah, that's it. You have to bring the inner child outside. You have to, whatever that inner core is. I keep seeing the Page of Cups as well in my kind of off-camera readings. Whatever that inner core is for you, that imagination, that playfulness, that young spirit inside you. It's like, how can you express that to the outer world? How can you make other people see from your perspective? So it's like bringing the inner child outside is what I'm getting from that now. So it could talk about expression. Maybe you are a photographer, maybe you are an artist, maybe you maybe you're very good at writing, perhaps poetry, or writing descriptive books. I feel like there's some kind of something creative within you that is trying to be expressed outwardly. It may be that it's time for you to get outside perspectives on something that you've been doing privately. So if you have been writing a book, for example, or you have been taking photographs as a hobby, and you're like, I'm ready to share this with the world now, but you kind of want to get, that thing with the advisors. Some of you may want to get maybe close friends, or somebody who is skilled at, I don't know, grammar. Maybe you need to get someone to do a grammar check on something. Could be something like that for you as well. What else, please, for Sagittarius? What else, please, for Sagittarius? Thank you. Honeybee, I love that card. Reciprocity on the bottom there. It could be that you are in a reciprocal relationship with people. It tends to give me, because bees represent community. I'm from Manchester. The symbol of Manchester, or one of the symbols of Manchester, is a bee. It talks about us being kind of like a hub of industry, all working together to create something bigger, kind of thing. Nice imagery there. It also talks to me about the Aeneid and the description of Carthage there. The people there are described as bees. They're very industrious. So something to do with the community around you, industry, again, building, and the honeybee. So it's like working with others. There is a queen bee, though. There is like the person that others follow, and there is a need for that. I don't know why that's coming through, but it's like... Yeah, because Dido had Dido was the queen of Carthage. You need the person who gives the directions. You need the person who orchestrates, who others follow, just to kind of keep everything, not so much to be I did a reading like this the other day. I think it was a Tell Me Anything reading with like the King card. It's like, not because you feel any kind of entitlement to, you know, be the queen. It's not like you want to boss everybody around. I mean, maybe you do. I can be a little bit bossy again with that Sagittarius Mars placement. But and a lot of Libra, which is a cardinal sign. But it's more to do with like good leaders care about their community. Good leaders want the entire community to be successful, right? So it's not so much about come and praise me, I'm the best. It's more about like I've got the skills to guide these people. So whether this is somebody that you're dealing with, or this is you stepping into some kind of leadership role, something coming through there. It's like the honey as well. It's like you get more flies with honey than you do with vinegar. And I think that you could be, or there's somebody around you who is in a position to be very sweet, and to lead with good intentions and with a sense of reciprocity. The old kind of concept of kings in England was that they had a duty of care to the people. So it wasn't that they were the king, they were the best. It was that they had been given, they were destined to have a role that meant that they were obligated to look after their kingdom. They had that duty of care. So it's not, I think, especially sort of in more democratic countries and in modern times, we've kind of lost that sense of the old-fashioned honourable kingship, the honourable leader, where a lot of the time leadership is more about who's the best, who can compete to win, public opinion, and with that comes a lot of other issues, right? I'm not saying one form of political system is better than any other. It's just that all have perks and drawbacks. So there's something coming through with that there as well. Bison, I love this. The Bison card. What does it say? Ritual. So we could be talking here about, again, I've got this sense of community. So community traditions, and whatever that community is for you, right? It could even be like if you're part of an online community, like a fan group, right? I'm seeing like superheroes. So say like Marvel, you really love Marvel comics and the Marvel universe, and you found yourself in these like Reddit threads where you've made friends who all really, like, you have these discussions about your favorite films. It doesn't have to be that, right? It could be lots of different things. This is just the example that I'm being given, and it's like then memes, if you know what memes are, start to develop, where it's like you may say certain things, or you may like certain terms may be very funny to you, or you may have little sayings that mean something to your little group, but other people outside wouldn't necessarily understand what you were talking about. So it could be something to do with that, where it's like you've developed a community around you based on like in jokes and like a sense of things that you do together, because it's like you've got that kind of sense of like newly formed traditions within that group. That's how it feels. It could be something that happened during lockdown. A lot of people had time on their hands. A lot of people did things that they wouldn't normally do. A lot of these kind of little groups sort of sprung up. So I'm kind of getting something like that. And again, it's this inner child outside. Like, you could have discovered something within yourself, within these kind of groups, especially like if it's online, where you're now starting to go back out into the public arena, and you're bringing a sense of that inner playfulness out with you. For some of you, the story of this Bison card is actually really lovely. It's two Native Americans. They go walking out in the plains. They see this woman dressed in white. One of them says, "Oh, she's really hot. I'm going to go and make her my wife." But he actually disrespects her. She poofs him into a cloud of smoke. And the other Native American is like, he kind of dissuaded the other one and said, "Look, no, there's something about this woman. She's divine. I can sense the divinity." Yes. Okay. Sorry. There's something that was coming through. I was thinking about it last night in terms of this card and in terms of like the woman dressed in white as well that keeps coming through in my readings. And because that honeybee's there with Carthage, and I've been mentioning the Enid, I know what they're trying to get me to say. So just give me a second. Okay, so I've got Virgil's the Enid, or the A-N, I can't pronounce it. I'm a literature student here, studied classics, and cannot pronounce a thing. Who translated it? Just looking for the translation. David West. So in book one, roughly around line 305, Aeneas is kind of washed up on the shores of Carthage with his men, and he's sort of going, oh, what do I do? I've got this responsibility to the men of my ship. I need to find them food. He's kind of a very proactive leader. He's like, right, my men are going to need food. They're going to need shelter. Let's go and scout the island, see what we can find. Aeneas's mother is actually the goddess Venus, or the goddess Aphrodite, depending on if you're talking who's telling the story, right, Greece or Rome. It's a Roman story here, so it's the goddess Venus, and she actually shows up dressed as kind of like a wild Spartan huntress. But he recognizes her. Right? He knows. So I'm going to read this passage to you. It's a bit long-winded, so feel free to skip forward if you don't want to hear it. But it's the same kind of concept of like recognizing the divinity. And I did a reading like this. I can't remember who it was for. So I don't know. You can go and look at the titles of my videos. There was one that was like the divinity in me sees the divinity in you. Can't remember who it came through for, but it's that kind of same thing. So but all that night the dutiful Aeneas was turning many things over in his mind. As soon as life-giving morning came, he decided to go out and explore this new land and bring back to his men a true account of the shores to which the winds had driven him. So they didn't know it was Carthage at this point. It was just like, oh, look, an island. And the beasts and the men who lived there, if there were any men, for he saw no signs of cultivation. So leaving his ships hidden in the wooded cove under the overhanging rocks, and shut in on every side by trees and quivering shade, he set out alone with Achates, gripping two broad-bladed steel spears in his hand. As he walked through the middle of the wood, his mother came to meet him, looking like a Spartan girl out hunting, wearing the dress of a Spartan girl and carrying her weapons, or like the Thracian Harpalyce, and she wearies horses with her running and outstrips the swift current of the river Hebrus. She had a light bow hanging from her shoulders in hunting style. Her hair was unbound and streaming in the wind, and her flowing dress was caught up above the knee. So a little bit sexy there, right? Her flowing dress all tangled up above her knee. You know, she is the goddess Venus, right? Hey there, soldiers. Hey there, soldiers, she called out to them. Do you happen to have seen one of my sisters wandering around here, or in full cry after the foaming boar? She was wearing spotted lynxskin and had a quiver hanging from her belt. So you could easily see how, you know, two men out in the woods, this like half naked, like, huntress girl shows up, like, oh, have you seen my sister? I'm all vulnerable. She could have, you know, you'd find out quite quickly what what kind of men they were. Aeneas, you know, he is a demigod, you know, he's a hero. He quite thankfully recognizes, you know, the divinity of his mother. So he doesn't recognize her, I don't think, but he recognizes the divinity. So he says, so spoke Venus, and Venus's son so began his reply. I have neither seen nor heard any of your sisters, but how am I to address a girl like you? Your face is not the face of a mortal, and you do not speak like a human being. Surely you must be a goddess. Are you Diana, sister of Apollo? Are you one of the sister nymphs? Be gracious to us, whoever you may be, and lighten our distress. He's very, very respectful, and Venus helps them out. She directs them to the citadel. yeah, and gives them really good advice. I think she gives them a cloak of invisibility or something like that as well, so that they can go and they can see, you know, the industry of this place. Like, yeah, it's like this is the person. It's like this is what they go and see, right? They go, they see Carthage. Everybody's like busy buzzing around like bees, and then you've got this like this meerkat card with responsibility. It's like this is the leader, this is the person who's delegating the responsibility to everybody. You know, this is the queen bee who's saying, look, you go and paint that, you go and do this, but they're being divinely led. It's they're connected to divine consciousness, so there's something to do with that coming through there. Take that as it resonates for you. Pull out, you're going to have to use your intuition a bit to pull out whatever is trying to come through for you there, but that is definitely what they wanted me to talk about. You may also want to go and watch, it was Mother's Day yesterday, and I mentioned Awakening to Spirit. She actually pulled out a card from this deck, and this card always reminds me of the Bison card, and the story of the woman in the white dress, because let me just try and find it. There, this is the card that she pulled out, Owl, Wisdom. And this reminds me of Athena. Athena often disguised, Athena was associated with owls. She also disguised herself as a mortal to come and speak to the heroes. If you go and look up the Odyssey, that's kind of what happens there. So a very similar thing there. You know, Virgil was kind of mimicking the style of the Odyssey. So rather than being Athena coming to Telemachus, he had Venus coming to too many names, Aeneas. So again, it's like recognizing the universe working through mortals. You know, somebody may present as a mortal, somebody may be a mortal. It may be that unconsciously the universe is working through you. I kind of was thinking this yesterday as well, of like, you know, when you just say things and you think, why did I say that? I hope I didn't hurt that person's feelings. It kind of, you think, well, maybe the universe, maybe I was supposed to say that, maybe I was meant to provoke this person in a certain way so they could go off and do their shadow work. Maybe they needed that prompt in order to do that work, you know, that kind of thing. So yeah, it's something like that, perhaps. Maybe, I don't know. I feel like we're having one of those readings today. What else, please, for Sagittarius for Wednesday? You know, and it doesn't have to be Greek gods and goddesses. It's like whatever divinity means to you, right? Whatever the universal energy means to you, the higher power, to make equal the equator and groundedness, gravity. There's like 2 butterflies on here as well. And then there's this like, this is like potential for me. These kind of orbs in these decks, they're kind of like something that's potential, something that's growing. I do feel like somebody has a lot of responsibility. Somebody is trying to stay very grounded here. Again, this feeling of like having the animals around them. But it's like this sense of like she's on this planet, but there's a new planet coming in that has a bigger sense of gravity. So it's like if you felt like you're attached to something, especially something where you've got a lot of responsibilities to others, you know, people are looking, you can see it's like they're all looking to this person for leadership. And she hasn't quite noticed, she hasn't quite realised that she's in a position to kind of be like that meerkat on the other card where I'll just get it back out. You know, this is what she should be doing. She's like, she should be taking responsibility for all these creatures around her, but she's not quite realised yet, I feel, that people are looking to her. It's like looking to her for the go-ahead, looking to her for the, you know, the orders. What should I do? What should I do? Like, it's like they're waiting for her to wake up and speak. And then here she is kind of getting the, as the meerkat, getting the source energy, you know, the inspiration to explain what these people are doing. It's like, there's something coming through with the colours, right? The zebra's black and white, and the black and white imagery of this card as well. Things aren't black and white. Something to do with, again, I've got this from Awakening to Spirit, so this is not a message that has come through specifically from nowhere from me. This is something that I've heard someone else say. I don't want to be like stealing other people's messages, and I don't want to say that something's mine if it's not come from me. But I'm just thinking about one of her messages was that this week that these animals are kind of like waiting to be assigned a role, and I'm getting the same kind of thing. So that's her thing, that they're waiting to be assigned a role, right? But I was kind of getting this anyway with this honeybee and this leadership. It's like somebody's in a position in order to, it's like somebody's being looked to for their orders, and then here you are saying, well, okay, you're a zebra, you go and do zebra things, you're a cheetah, you go and do cheetah things. It's like you're the one giving the orders. But then there's something with, it's like wake up as well. It's like there's some kind of change coming in, right? This world is going to turn into this world, so these butterflies are here to help you make some sort of change. And then this equator, just looking at the zebra, right? The zebra is black and white. The zebra is both. The zebra is good. I don't, yin and yang, right? The shadow side and the light side coming together. I don't like, it's difficult to talk about like the yin yang energy and the shadow side and the light side, because I think sometimes, especially throughout history, people have talked about things that are black as being bad, right? If you think of Star Wars, the bad guys dressing all black, and then the good guys dressing, well, no, actually, because you have the stormtroopers, but I'm thinking of like, like Kylo Ren and Rey, or no, Darth Vader and Princess Leia. Darth Vader wears all black and Princess Leia wears all white. So I don't want to be like, I'm just aware of language and how language feeds into identity culture. Again, this thing about identity. It's like everybody's both. Everybody's a little bit good, a little bit bad, right? Everybody's a little bit... So it's like things need to be fair, though. Again, I'm Libra, so I'm very much like whatever side of an argument someone picks, I'm probably going to argue the other perspective, because it's like almost this job as, maybe that's what you need. I was sort of saying you need some sort of advisor. Maybe you need somebody who's like a somebody who is very diplomatic, somebody who can see the true colours of people, somebody who can see both sides, with the equator, see both sides, both perspectives, because a lot of people have one view and they find it very difficult to understand the view of others. I was talking about this yesterday. I think sometimes when you get two people together and they have opposing views, there is a tendency to sort of be like, I'm right, you're wrong, and get quite angry about it and almost like shame the other person. But all that does is that pushes the other person further away. It doesn't actually do any good. Where the reason why Libras, there's a lot of political energy around Libra is that they are diplomatic and the energy, not necessarily the people, it depends on your whole chart, but Libra energy is very diplomatic, and they're the peacekeepers, they're the mediators, they're they're on the fence for a reason. It's like Libra, just pick a side, and Libra's like, no, I'm not going to pick a side, because both sides have value, both sides, I can see where both perspectives. So it's, maybe you all need to get on the fence. Get on the fence with me. So yeah, it's and I think it comes from a sense as well of and again, you'll get this, Sagittarius, there's a sense of rooting for the underdog, right? Seeing the main perspective, I think, and then seeing the people who get ostracized from that, seeing the people who have a different perspective, have a different opinion, and who get pushed out, where actually it's the people who do have a different perspective and a different opinion that can make things progress. They make the changes. It's important to listen to people, even if you think they're wrong, even if you think that they because that's how you're inclusive. That's how you create. And if you want an inclusive society, then you have to listen to the people on the fringes. You have to bring them closer. And an inclusive society doesn't mean that you push people out. There you go. That's your message, Sagittarius. We got there. I don't know what that means for you personally, but cave protection. Yeah, you want to bring everybody in, right? You don't want people to be excluded. Exclusion isn't democratic, is it? You know? Okay. I'm going to keep all those out. What else, please, for Sagittarius for Wednesday? Oh. Okay, I'm going to take the two that are face up here. So I'm going to take this one, community there, and poised. Mending, not for you, higher power, and serendipity. Oh, and exchanging gifts. So take any of those if they resonate for you. But we're going with community and poised, TikTok, some kind of, yeah, this is what I'm saying with the dominoes, some kind of divine timing, some kind of like, you know, the universe has to set everything up before things can get into motion. But once that motion starts, it's quite fast. So I do feel like there's an element of divine timing here. It may feel that you may feel like you're ready for something as well. With poised, it's like waiting for those dominoes to start falling, waiting for the ball to start rolling, waiting for the train to leave the station. It's like you're ready, you've got your bags packed perhaps. You're going to kind of take that leap. It seems like, because we've got a community here as well, like, you know, and again, I was getting this with this sense of like honeybee. There is this, I do feel like you could be stepping into some kind of leadership position in your community. Like, this is what I've been getting all along, and I look at the cards, right? This community around you, this community looking around you, people looking for leadership. It could be something to do with identity, right? I feel like you could definitely play a role in terms of, she looks like she's leaping up onto this pedestal. She looks like she's like, okay, I can see here, I can see that people are waiting for direction. I can see that people don't know what to do. It's coming from a good place. It's like you can see that people feel directionless, or you can see that people feel like a sense of disorder or disassociation. So you're going to jump up like onto that podium and say, right, okay, guys, gather around. This is what we're going to do. I'm going to assign you the roles. I'm going to help you out here. I'm going to figure out, it's like you're going to figure out, you know, what are the skills and talents of the people around you. You're going to be like, you know, Zebra, you're I don't know, brilliant being stripey. I don't know what a zebra's good at. You know, Cheetah, you're a fast runner. You go and, you know, deliver the messages. Meerkats, you're very watchful and very observant. Can you go and gather some information? So you're the one saying, right, this is what everybody has to do. But this is, it's good. It's good for everybody because they need it. They need the direction. You're coming from a place of wanting to help people. You're coming from a place of wanting to gather people together and to organise people and to, again, it could be children, right? It could be you work in a nursery. I know a Sagittarian who works in a nursery. So it's like you're like, okay, today we're doing painting. Or it's like, you're looking at these children perhaps and saying, what are their unique special gifts and talents? You know, everybody shouldn't be the same. We shouldn't, you know, we shouldn't treat everybody the same. You know, we shouldn't treat everybody, you know, try and force everybody into one mold. You know, people come in all different shapes and sizes and different colours, and, you know, people have different skills and special talents. You know, my two children, my daughter's very outgoing, very loud, very confident, and my son's very sort of insular and, you know, he's more of a specialist. My daughter's got a kind of very broad approach to things. My son really goes in deep. So it's like you're saying, this child's really good at art. You know, maybe they should go to art school. This child's really good at maths. We should really, you know, foster that. You know, get them some extra workbooks because they enjoy it as well and they're good at it. So, you know, it's like really foster those talents. Everybody shouldn't be the same. We're humans. We're unique, right? And I think a lot of the education system, this came through in another reading, a lot of the education system is like, you need to be kind of like good at everything. And that's not really natural. It puts a lot of pressure on children. What else, please, for Sagittarius? You only really need to be good at one thing. You only really need to do one thing really, really well. Maybe some of you are off to higher education, right? Anxiety and indecision in reverse. I think, you know, perhaps you do have a lot of anxiety about some sort of choice that you need to make, or perhaps you feel directionless, but it's like, I feel like you're going to have some kind of stroke of inspiration, a tower moment. It could be that something is revealed to you that you weren't aware of, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh my goodness, like I've got the orders. It's like you get the orders, you get the divine plan, you get the like spark of inspiration, and then it's like you jump up like, because here you are like all anxious thinking I don't know what to do in my life, and then it's like here comes that idea, that concept, that divine plan, and then it's like, right guys, I'm here, I'm ready, right, come on, get organized, I know what we're doing. That's how it's kind of feeling to me. But you may have a lot of anxiety as well over, if you are stepping up into some sort of leadership position, you may have a lot of anxiety in terms of like am I capable of this, how am I going to implement the plan, or what if I let people down, all these kinds of things. So really trust that you are the right person for the job, that there's something with that TikTok and serendipity and a higher power. It really feels like my video cut out, like right place, right time. I don't think you need to make a decision. Like I say, it's like the ball's rolling, and it's kind of out of your hands now. It's like you're gonna it's funny, somebody quoted this the other day. So a quote from Shakespeare that I think I quite enjoy quoting. What is it? Some are born great, others achieve greatness, and others have greatness thrust upon them. I feel like you're going to have greatness thrust upon you. It's like whether you like it or not, Sagittarius, you're going to be like, it's like, the person who's good in a crisis, the person who's, when everybody else starts panicking, you're the one who's like, again, I've got Mars in Sagittarius, so I can be a bit like this. It's like, right, come on. I'm so much Libra energy in my chart, which again is this indecision, right? Or sitting on the fence, refusing to make a decision. And then it's like, sometimes the universe brings in some sort of tower moment, and it's like that Mars, that Sagittarius energy kicks in, and you're like, right, we're doing this. Like, you don't have time to think about it. You just know what the action is that you need to take. And I'm getting that kind of energy. I'm going to read this one for you. Congratulations, this card reversed indicates a newfound freedom from indecision. You have either recently made or are just about to make an important decision. Again, that explains why you've got so much anxiety. This is an important time, so bring a clarity of consciousness to your new direction. The fragmented and confused energy that you've been sending out is gone, and now you can bring new structure to your plans and to your life. You may not have known what to do in the past. Again, this like not knowing, right? You may not have known what to do in the past, but your soul has been trying to guide you all along. Open up to the potential of this time and create some clear and powerful intentions regarding your new choice. And then let yourself move forward with purpose and personal power. So I think you do know, you've got a lot of anxiety over a choice, but I think instinctively, if you listen to your intuition, right, that inner voice, inner child, outer, purpose, I think you probably do. If you do a bit of soul searching, I feel like you do know what the choice is. You've got an affirmation there if you want to repeat that to yourself for the week or something. I release fear and move forward with courage and trust. I have the power to direct my own destiny now and always. But it feels like you're doing something. It could even be like unintentional. I was saying the domino effect. It could be that when you achieve your greatness, right? When you realize what your divine purpose is and you step up, it inspires others to do so as well. I remember I never thought I could be a teacher, right? I never thought that was an option for me. And I was watching somebody called, he's called Syndicate, Tom. He's a YouTuber, plays computer games, and he has a blog, Life of Tom, I think it is. And he was dating this girl for a while who was a teacher, and she was so down to earth and young and like normal. And I was like, oh, maybe all teachers aren't kind of these fuddy-duddies. And I thought, I feel like having seen what she was like, I thought, what, maybe I could do that. And I did actually apply for teacher training. I got on the course, and unfortunately I wasn't able to kind of go forward with it just because of my own commitments to my own children and family. But I did have the skills to do it. So it could be something like that for you. When you step up and when you move forward and when you do something, it inspires unintentionally other people to be like, oh, I can do what Sagittarius is doing. There may be kind of like strategy or contracts or something like this involved. I am getting a lot of like Queen of Swords, Justice, what else? Just very Libran energy, which is law energy, contracts and things like financial advisors. So there you go. There could be something like that for you. Maybe you're moving into something to do with finance, financing building projects, something like that. Maybe some kind of like like a project manager type role. Oh, tell me they're not acting freaky. Excuse me. Ten of Swords. The Ten of Swords is the Caesar card for me, like feeling stabbed in the back, feeling like something came to quite a painful end. But it's coming with this sense of freedom and walking away. So again, I feel like there could be some sort of tower moment that happens for you. It could just be like a realization, but it does feel like you need to walk away from something, and it could have been quite painful. But just trust that you know that you're going to a better place when you see this card. You know, you can see the sense of freedom and purpose. She's moving towards a future. Yeah, the Six of Cups, this is something that talks about nostalgia for the past. So this could be something to do with your childhood, something that was a painful ending in regards to your childhood, or something in your past that was a painful ending for you. You know, I'm getting the word unresolved, like something that was unresolved. But the Six of Cups is, you could be walking towards, right? She is facing this card. So you could be walking towards situations where there is equal give and take, where there is that kind of mutual support. Six of Cups talks about, cups are people basically, and emotions. So you've got a lot of things about community here. So it could definitely be moving towards more supportive, a more supportive network of friends, perhaps. King of Wands on the underline there. So a lot of passion and creativity, and again, leadership with that King of Wands there. Tell me more about the Ten of Swords. Tell me more. Oh, gosh, yeah. Harsh words. I feel like something didn't get off the ground. Somebody didn't take a leap of faith, or was very, very foolish. Somebody didn't put the work into something. They gave up too soon, perhaps. There's a feeling of like coming... Of being out in the cold in a situation in the past, of something not working out, of an investment not being made, right? This is like missing out, being out in the cold, but in the reverse it normally means coming in from the cold. So getting some sort of charity, or like maybe a dependency as well on something or someone else. And then you've got this King of Swords in reverse. Now the King of Swords in reverse is not a nice character. It can just mean that somebody's not communicating, like somebody's holding back. But the King of Swords in the upright is somebody who does deal with law, or you know, advisors, this kind of thing. And you can see he's got his sword up, meaning he's communicating. Sword down means that somebody is not communicating. And it could also mean that somebody's been very harsh with the words. Somebody's been... I'm getting something to do with communication, so my video cut out there. So yeah, like cutting out, cut off, cut... Could be that some kind of support for something, some kind of financial support was cut off, which meant that somebody wasn't able to take a leap of faith and invest in something new. Yeah, that's what that Ten of Swords is. So what is the Six of Cups, please? Oh, the High Priest and Knight of Wands. So this is talking to me about this ritual card. The High Priest can talk about any kind of like establishment that is to do with tradition. So things like marriage, church, higher learning as well. This is kind of like higher knowledge, higher learning, the higher perspective. It can also be like somebody who's like a guardian who gives good advice. But there's this Knight of Wands energy as well. So it's very, very passionate, very creative. So I feel like you're going into something, again, higher learning, rushing forward with a lot of passion for whatever it is that you're moving towards. I feel like you're moving towards some kind of structure, some kind of community, some kind of group. Again, it could be like a you know, university is a group, but it's like... Okay, Saj, sorry about that. I've uploaded the rest of your video now, and I've got a little bit more time. I don't have to rush. So what I was actually getting from this as I was uploading what I've got so far, just to make some space on my phone, I'm hoping I can do the readings early enough today that I can go and buy myself a new SD card. So I can have more space on my phone for the readings without having to constantly upload before my children come home from school. And talking of children, I think this might be for some of you what it is. You know, there is a child on this card again, so it's talking about like a, you know, ritual traditions passed on. This can talk about traditions. You've got ritual here, traditions passed on from father to son, you know, from parents to children. There could be something here where you're actually stepping into some sort of role as some kind of leader, you know, some kind of guide for others. Is kind of what we were already getting, and I feel like this is you, but it's something you feel very passionate about, right? It's like leaping up onto that podium saying, look, you know, I know the way, I can guide you here. I've got a lot of passion and purpose for this. So yeah, it feels like this is you. Look at that again. Look at this. Like you talk about Aeneas, the famous imagery of Aeneas. One of my favorite images from the whole of classical culture is of when Aeneas leaves Troy. Sorry, not Rome. Rome wasn't created at that point. Aeneas is leaving Troy as Troy is under attack from the Greeks, and he's there's a lot of kind of art that's created where Aeneas is he's carrying his father who's he's lame, he can't walk properly, so Aeneas is literally carrying his father out of the burning city on his back, on his shoulders, and he's leading his young son by the hand. Yeah, I'm getting emotional like talking about it, because I did quite a lot of work on these kind of sculptures and the meaning and the, you know, the mythos of the early history of Rome. And yeah, it's a very emotive scene. But you can see here the grandfather with the dog, the dad with the dog, the son with the dog. You know, it's and this is why I use different decks. I couldn't have got this from one deck, but from two decks you can see here, you know, the imagery, the real impact here of this. Ten of Pentacles. This is very much like the wanting to create the stability, wanting to create, you know, the stable, nurturing environment where things can be passed down for generations, traditions, and you know, you can see the grandfather's cradling the grandchild there. It's really very beautiful imagery. It's like wanting to lay those secure foundations. I get it. This is why I was, you know, at the beginning I was seeing kind of like the tent pegs with the bricks. Sorry, 1 second. Distractions. So yeah, it could be why I was seeing at the beginning of the reading the imagery of you know, the tent with the bricks at the bottom to stop it blowing away. It's kind of giving me Four of Wands energy, where I always say you have to really like dig those tent pegs really deep down into the ground and make sure they're secure so that the foundations can stand and last. So I feel like you're laying the foundations literally like this is what Aeneas did. I don't know why apparently Aeneas is here and I'm just reading for him in this reading. Like laying the secure foundations for the future, for, you know, the generations to come, is how this feels. So why am I using this deck, I wonder? Why was I drawn to this deck? Very, very strongly felt like I needed to use this deck. A Ten of Pentacles. There you go. Same card. Look. Same card. I know I had to use this deck. And there's the Queen of Pentacles as well there. This is like the wife card. She's quite a young wife or a young boss, right? So this is the person who's very nurturing. She provides that warm, nurturing environment for others. Again with the dog. Again with the dogs. Look at all the dogs. Look at this. So the Queen of Pentacles is normally, just to kind of say the signs that I'm getting through here. Do I have any major arcana? The Fool's Aries. The King of Swords is typically, I think it's traditionally Gemini, but it gives me Aquarian energy. It could be Libra as well. We've got the High Priest, which is Taurus energy here. It does give me Capricorn energy. This is Capricorn energy or Earth sign energy. Again, with kind of Earth sign energy here. You're predicting. You've got the vision. You're envisioning it. You see it, right? You see that this can be created. You've got the plans. You've got the divine plan. Look, looking up, looking at the sky here. Like here it is. It's you. If you don't know it, if you don't already have it, it's coming into you. It's like the gods and goddesses of classical culture are coming to you in human form, saying things to you, giving you that vision of the future, literally like Aeneas. Aeneas, he's given a destiny. He's given the purpose to create basically to create Rome and Italy. He goes and sets the foundations of the future of Rome. So he creates it, but the thing is, he creates a new community from an old community. So Troy is destroyed, but he escapes with his father and his son, and he's not his wife though, but he goes, he moves, he travels to find this new homeland and to create this new settlement. So it's like you have the plan, you see it, you see the destiny. Isn't that interesting, the imagery? All the dogs. Can you see the dogs on this card? Right, okay. Magician there, making it happen. Is it the Magician? No, it's the Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune. Making things happen, taking control of the wheel, being the leader, right? She's kind of Sphinx-like with a hand on the wheel. The Wheel of Destiny's turning. If you feel trapped, I don't think you're going to be trapped for much longer. And then you've got this King of Cups energy. So I don't know who you are in this reading. I don't know if you're this masculine energy that's coming through. I mean, it doesn't have to be a man, right? But I'm associating this with this energy. And then we've got this other energy that's seeing it, that's seeing the purpose. It's like the oracle, right? The oracle that says you have a purpose, you have a destiny. And then this is the Aeneas character who has the destiny, who's going to be the leader for others. So it's very nurturing. The High Priest can be a little bit domineering. They can be a little bit of a control freak sometimes, depending on the other cards that come out. But with this King of Cups, it's like leading from a place of love, leading from a place where, you know, you're passionate about what you do, and what you're doing is leading a community, leading with a huge amount of heart, of emotional, really in touch with emotions here, really kind of emotionally intuitive. It's almost like the masculine version of the High Priestess card. The High Priestess is very emotionally intuitive, very connected to the divine, right? But like, I'm associating it with this person as well. Look, this may be you in the future. If you associate with this energy, this is you in the future, some kind of like spiritual leader. Very, very loving, very nurturing. Huge amount of fire and passion and willpower. Willpower. I saw the will card when I was shuffling. This is willpower. The will to do it. The will to have a better future. Not just for yourself, but for the others as well. So what else do we have? Oh, high honor there. Look as well. I love that card. That's just saying doing it because it's the honourable thing to do. Doing it because it's the right thing to do. Mature woman there as well could be a factor. What else, please, for Sagittarius? What else, please, for Sagittarius? Courthouse. Yeah, I told you I'm picking up on like contracts or law, or you know, something like an officiator, like a lawyer's contracts, advisors. Could be some kind of court situation involved. I mean, the High Priest card can indicate marriage, so there could be something to do with marriage involved here. The Ten of Pentacles, yeah, it definitely could be something to do with settling down, with marrying, just because of this kind of energy here. Concern there again with that, like anxiety, concern, maybe both in concern on both sides here. Look at the similarity of those two cards, the poses with the window in the background. I feel like you could have shared concerns. There could be, this person could have concerns, could be a father involved who has concerns about some kind of marriage or commitment or contracts or proposals. What else, please? Knowledge. There you go. There's that. You know, saying the woman in the white dress, the owl, the Athena energy. Also, I'm getting a lot of threes here. Look at this. Like look at the numbers. 1 2 2 3 3 3 1 2. Privileged lady. Well, this is this energy. This is like the wife, the Capricorn, like she nurtures herself, she creates, she could run her own business, she could be a businesswoman, she could be a mother. You know, this is somebody who plants the seeds of her own future. There's growth and expansion with this person. It's like, if you want, like, if you're the male energy and you want the 10 of Pentacles, go and get yourself this person. And vice versa, right? Yeah, so this wisdom, this is knowledge, higher learning, divine wisdom. You know, the universal energy working through people, working through like individuals, working through people who are in like human form to make those dominoes move, you know. If say the divine has a plan, you know, the divine has to work through earthly powers. So it may be that somebody says something, as I was talking about, someone says something, it gets the ball rolling, the dominoes fall. You know, they have to align everybody, they have to get people into perfect position, perfect place, which explains why we're seeing like higher power and serendipity and stuff there. It feels like somebody's got the divine plan, somebody's got that higher knowledge, somebody knows where we're heading, you know. All right, I hope this reading was helpful to you. I guess we're going to get a couple of songs to close out the reading. I enjoyed that reading. It felt there was a lot of the things that I enjoy in it. I enjoy classical culture. I enjoy those stories. Any chance I get to talk about Aeneas and Augustus and, you know, classical, you know, the early history of Rome, the golden age of Rome. I'm very excited to talk about that, the mythology and the stories and the ancestry behind it. I love all that. So, yeah, I've enjoyed that reading. I hope it wasn't a bit too out there. I definitely feel like it wasn't. I hope that you could figure out how that applies to you in your daily life, and it wasn't, or maybe you just enjoyed the good story, okay, whatever that was for you. But I see why I had to use that deck now, you know, like that's the Tanaquil saying, if you want to go look up Tanaquil, saying, I can see that you're destined for greatness. You know, the oracles of Rome who advised people what to do. Right, okay, so weird reading. Can we get the message, the people who do resonate with this, the people who are like, this actually makes a lot of sense, what do they need to hear right now? Through the Looking Glass by Peter Doherty. It's funny because Libra on Monday had some stuff about like Alice in Wonderland, right? Through the Looking Glass. I'm going to listen to that. I can't remember the song very well, but I'm going to listen to that myself after I finish this reading. So go and look it up. Go and see if anything jumps out at you, if any of the lyrics stand out. Go and see if there's a music video for it. Whatever that means to you, whatever you get from that, take that, use your intuition to guide you. And the advice, please. Anyone resonating with this reading, what's their advice? Good riddance, Green Day. I hope you had the time of your life. Right. Do take that as it resonates. Leave it if it doesn't. And yeah, and I'll see you again soon, Sagittarius. So go and design that new world. It looks like it's going to be a great place. Take care, and I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.